time is nigh. Open up your eyes to see the signs of the times. Got to be wise to all of their lives. Look to the sky from where my help comes. Wake up, got to wake up from the slumber. Don't let them pull you under. Rise up of the water. Never let them wrestle you into the mud.
Yes, family. Yeah, that was a close one. Greetings in the name of His and Her Imperial Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I and Empress Wazira Menin. Y'all already know, man. One perfect balance. Yes, can you believe it? Again, welcome to Politically Incorrect, where we get it correct. And if we're not correct, feel free to correct us. And one of the ways you can do so is right here. Look, bam. The number's on the screen. Feel free to call in. We're on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, usually at 8 o'clock. I know we've been coming on a little late recently. Yeah. Well, some other things are going on earlier, and I'm trying to, I'm working on the timing, but I'm working on it. But let me know what y'all think. We should go back, try to get in earlier, or y'all don't mind the 9 o'clock. Let me know. Remember, this is a people's platform. It's not about me. It was always a voice. It was always about the voice of the voiceless. And I want to, speaking of which, I want to give thanks that elder that called this morning. Looking forward to having you on the program next week. I won't call your name, at least not now, but I want to thank you for sharing all you shared this morning. And I appreciate the brave heart. You said, yeah, we gonna come. So looking forward to that as well next week. That is very pertinent. In fact, as fate would have it, man, listen, stay tuned. I'm gonna leave it at that. But anyhow, Friday again. Can y'all believe it? It is Friday again. Like it was just Friday a couple days ago. Well, maybe 7 days ago. But you get the point. They're happening quick. They're happening. It's a quickening. So that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Anyhow, I want to thank y'all for, staying loyal throughout the week and clicking in, logging on, and watching the play forward and going back over it, the rerun, and so on and so forth. Thanks for the calls as well. Thanks for the messages, and especially those who are away and overseas, man. A lot of Barbadians, out of Barbadians, are paying attention. So want to definitely thank y'all for tuning in and, being a part of this experience, and also for sharing as well, for sure. But you know how it is. We're going to get into some stuff tonight for sure. We're going to discuss, is the cybercrime bill a violation of human rights? A lot of stuff has been going on recently regarding this. Oh, and definitely shout out to Miss Watson for providing the information. Come to find out, she actually had a major role to play in the rewriting of this thing as it is right now. And I do have a copy of it fresh off the press, and some other information we're going to share tonight. So you haven't been hearing what's going on with this cybercrime bill. We're going to take a look at it, but we're going to also look at if it's a violation of human rights. We're going to take a look at what human rights are. Maybe not all, but most of them. And that's for obvious reason, because if it is indeed a case where, I'm sorry, folks, that you're messaging me. I know y'all want me to message y'all, but I'm on a live. I am on a live. Yes, I'm on the live as we speak. So let me see how we could do it. Okay, I got you. I see that. I got it. I got your message. Thank you. But yeah, definitely give you your props for sure for doing so. This is so amazing. Y'all, listen, man. Family, I just want to say thank you all, man. Just thank you all for the works that we are doing and staying faithful. Shout out to Fade. Y'all already know. Shout out to the whole Fade family, near and far. Shout out to Barbados National Congress. Shout out to ATL, the Atlanta family, almost now like the extension. Yeah, shout out to the Antilles. Shout out to, should I call his name? Shout out to the minister that's here in Barbados as well on special assignment. Give thanks. Yeah, we had it. Yeah, it was good stuff. Good. And like I said, the people made the decision already, man. You just got to walk into your destiny. That's what it is. Yeah. Anyhow, family, Having said that, we got to give a special shout out to our family here as well. Sexy D, I keep telling you, you be here off the gate. We give thanks to you and the whole family. Shout out to the Biz family. Gel Biz, you know who you be. Good seeing you as well, family. Rhonda, shout out to the whole Guyana, all my Guyanese family, Demerara family, Demerara for life. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. If you don't know, Aunt Skadaki, y'all already know, man. But shout out to my, where my other brethren at, man? Where the other brethren at? Noel, where you at, Noel? Smiling Butterflies, much love to you too, family. The PIC family, that's right, Barbados National Congress. Good night to you too, family. Listen, you're going to need your pens tonight. Got a lot of information, especially about this cybercrime bill, especially revisions. I got a copy of some of the revisions, at least the most important parts. But can I tell you something? I'll be very honest about this. Let me just double check. This document is approximately 824 pages. Very technical stuff. You got to know this. That's probably why they do it like this. It's a lot of language, but nevertheless, we're going to look at it because, well, not all of it, but we're going to look at a major part of it that's most pertinent. And we're going to look at it from the standpoint of human rights as well, because it's okay to say you're writing a bill to protect individuals. Let me just use the language they use, persons. But it's another thing to strip persons of rights in order to do so. So we're going to look at that in part as well. Judith, we see you. Miss Clark, listen, shout out to the whole Clark family. Shout out, listen, a special big shout out to the whole Clark family. Why? Because I met, like I said the other night, I met the whole Clark family, all the generations, man. And they look so young. I don't know if it's the water or what, man, but shout out to the old Clark family, man. Tim Ward, what's up, family? Tell a friend and tell a friend, family. In fact, what was it? The brother called this morning. He said, listen, you don't know me, but tell a friend to tell a friend. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to big shout out. Give thanks for the call as well. Yeah, powerful information. I'm telling you, family, Barbados National Congress, that's what's up. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. Shout out to Jackie as well. All the family in NYC, all the family in NYC, calendars, the Braffits, y'all already know. The, what's the name? The Bascom, and the Combs. Yes, family. Daffodil. I ain't even saying a word. That's all they're going to say, man. But be on your best behavior. That's all they're going to tell you. That's all they're going to tell you, man. Greetings to you too, Miss Critchlow. Greetings to you and the whole family. Shout out to the whole East Coast crew. Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all already know. Daffodil was going to tell you something just on right, but I want to say something to you, Daffodil, personally speaking. Remember that you're representing the family, right? So, yeah. Shout out to you and the whole family, man. The whole family. I remember, let me just say this too, man. This was my day oneers, man. When I first came on this platform, Politically Incorrect, like I said, it started as a joke. It wasn't just to make fun during COVID and bring out all the information that we were doing research. Shout out to the Inbox crew, by the way. Whereas a lot of individuals was just, regurgitating what the conspiracy theory, whatever madness they claim to be. The reality is that there were some individuals who were doing research and bringing information out to the people. And that's why they came up with all the laws about disinformation and this and that. And then all kind of other stuff happened. We had the walks, the march and stuff. We know what we did. And here's the thing, though. A lot of what you see going on now, it is a direct link to what happened then. Straight up. They couldn't control the narrative. So now they're trying to put a legislation in place to intimidate individuals, well, some individuals, to stay towing the line. Unfortunately for them, though, there are other individuals that don't even see a line. So it don't matter how you try to put a fence to keep the people in. You got folks that can fly. The fence ain't gonna work. Shift the vibration and just hover. Straight up, man. Peace to you too, family. Good night, good night. Yes, educate us on that bill. Well, I'm just going to share the information, and I'll try to. I give thanks for that. I'll share it, and I hope that you also go do your research, because I find a lot now is that a lot of people are saying stuff, and people are just running with it, and I don't have an issue with that, me personally, but Aunt Rose, my mother ain't raised no fool, man. I'm going to ask questions, and so we got some questions for this bill tonight, and one of those questions is the cybercrime bill a violation of human rights? We're going to look at that on a different level. Yes, we know, a lot of, like I said, there have been marches already. Individuals been speaking out against it. And although I have spoken it in passing, well, I've been doing some behind the scene work as well. Because my thing is human rights violation. Why? Because these are the rules and the game. These are the rules and the parameters that they set up. Not that I buy into it, but they set it up. So if you set it up and then you violate what you set up, then aren't you in violation of what you set up not to be violated? And if so, now what? So there's some questions we need to ask those who are a part of this whole process, cybercrime bill. Mr. Attorney General, yeah, we got some. Speaking of Attorney General, I got a video I want to play. I got a few videos to play. Let me make sure I got it, because there it is. There it is. Look, you gotta love the universe. You gotta love the ancestor. They just be dropping it in the box. That's how they communicate with you, family. That's how they communicate with you. Just listen to the whispers, man. Yes, Judith Clark. Hi, sis. We shout out to Judith for sure. Judith, definitely Judith. Auntie Faye, where you been, though? Where you been? Where you been, man? Good night to you and the whole family, man. Empress, we see you. We see you. We see you. We see you. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Noel, what's up, man? What's up? Yo, where's Joel as well? Where's Joel? It's a greetings. I like you. I like that one though, Noel. I can't front. I might put a star next to that. Greetings. Somebody said smiling. Jel said smiling butterfly special shout out to you, sis. You see, we one family here, man. Maria, I see you too, family. Greetings, greetings. I am holding down the New England side of things. That's right. Shout out to the family in New England as well. Cannot leave out New England. Noel, we got the reason, man, about that other thing we talked about. Noel said Jackie looks like 21. If you're going to start trying to date on this platform, and keep telling you, man, we're going to create a platform just for you for that. Easy so. But these are all members of Barbados National Congress, the family, with the engine also known as FADE. FADE is the engine. Make no mistake about it. It's just the engine and the vessel. You know what I mean? It's just to stay focused, analyze situation, develop the situation, develop the solutions, and put them in motion, man. In a talk shop. This is work and workers making it happen. So shout out to the whole FADE family. If you're part of FADE family, Barbados National Congress, give yourself a round of applause for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. Special, special, special. Greetings, Lioness, to you. To greetings to all ones. Hail up, King Emmanuel. Firmness and upfulness, people, all day, every day. Love child. I've been thinking lately, though. I feel like I would like a love child right about now, though. Like I've been thinking about it. Yeah. Let me know what y'all think about that. If y'all think that's a good idea, give me a thumbs up. Click on the thumbs up, and hit on the like button if you think that's a good idea. I've been thinking about a few love children right lately, man. I don't know why. I've been thinking like, I have a few more Emmanuels running around. My grandmother must be laughing right now. Aunt Rose, I tell you, she must be rolling. Papa, keeping up the family. Yeah, that's right, man. Tyrone, what's up, man? I see you too. Peace and blessings, man. Real freedom is a must. Facts, man. Facts, man. King Alfred, I see you too, family. Greetings to you. Tommy, good night to you, Tommy. Good night to you. Shout out to the whole NYC family, man. The whole NYC. I'm telling y'all, man. Straight up. Sis, it was nice meeting you yesterday. Blessings. I see y'all connecting. You see? I ain't even touching it, man. I ain't even touching it. Ross, I send you a concern video about after effect in Barbados about the cocktail 19. Okay, crime bill. Want to stop people speaking out about this cocktail. Listen, speaking out about this, I got some information tonight for y'all, family, about the vaccine as well. Just got it sent. Again, shout out to the inbox family. Shout out to the inbox family. This is some interesting stuff. Let's see what Barbados does regarding this information. And let's see which minister. Yeah, and I'm going to say it now. Let's see which minister picks this up and look into it. Yeah, y'all gonna learn tonight. Ain't nothing changed, man. Ain't nothing changed. I don't know which fine print they looking at. Gel, listen, same here, sis. It was nice meeting you too. Much love and light. Listen, man, y'all, listen. Gel, smiling butterflies. I want to see pics. Put the pics in the chat, man. Put the pics in the chat. Let's know what's going on, man. Noel said, I'm enjoying this. Exit out. Greetings to you too, family. Greetings, manners, and full respect. Okay, you're gonna babysit. I know what's going on, Daffodil. You take it easy, man. Princess Maria is a great name. Wait, hold on. Were you trying to tell me? You got a name already for the little one, Maria? Cheese on bread. Cheese on bread. I ain't even touching it, man. Sean, what up, family? Keep cool all day, every day. Give thanks for the energy every time I see the brother. Keep cool, keep cool, keep cool. Noel, stop it, man. Love child or children. I ain't going front, Noel. I is a man that love children, so I gotta admit, if I'm gonna have one, I might as well have two. And if you're gonna have two, you might as well have four. That's just how I'm looking at it. So let the universe decide that. Anyhow, family, before we go any further, let me just go jump right into tonight's program because, like I said, I got a few things I want to share. It's like, where do I start first, man? It's like, oh man. All right. So since we're going to deal with the cybercrime bill and the violations of it's a violation of human rights. Let me get everything else out the way so we could dive right into that head first. So first up, we're going to do is, now I came across some information. I actually wanted to get the information directly from the source, but when I went to do so, it was giving me a little challenge in terms of getting it where I wanted it to be. So I had to settle for the alternate version, which is coming from the tabloids. In this case, it's coming from Bloomberg Law, which is a reputable media house, So it's not like it's coming from the tinfoil guy in the basement. But like I said, you can actually go on the government's website in this particular state, the state of Kansas, and take a look at this. This is the first thing I want to share here, family. Let me just throw this on the screen. In fact, let me put it like this. In fact, let me try to get it even larger. Give me a second. How do I do that? Oh, here you are. So this reminds me, by the way, I definitely have to make some adjustments on my behind the scene work. Anyhow, so Bloomberg Law, Health Law and Business. This is June the 17th. Kansas sues Pfizer over COVID-19 vaccines safety efficacy. Now, wait a minute. Let me just copy this link and give it to you. Like I said, you can go look this up. For those who have not heard about this as yet, because I'm sure most of y'all might be up on this already. I'm making that assumption, but I got it in my inbox. And there's a few. And in fact, since this one happened, to my knowledge, there's been like 4 or 5 more states who have joined in this lawsuit. Now, imagine, this is not some family or an individual. This is the state. This is the government deciding that they have sufficient evidence to indicate that Pfizer was aware of certain things, and therefore, in fact, let me pull this off of here real quick and do a quick look on it, see if I can find that video. But there was the information from the government website, Kansas government website.gov. So like I said, it wasn't like, it's pulled from somebody somewhere else, but the lawsuit was filed on the state attorney general. And quite frankly, right now, they said it was safe and they're maintaining it was safe, but the government is claiming that they have enough information to prove otherwise. So let me just put this link here. Y'all got the link. It's on the Facebook and the YouTube channel. Make sure you get this link down. Get the link down. Go click on it. Check this information out yourself and go see whether there's some facts to this or is it fiction. But it's worth looking at. And like I said, there's more information about it. Go dive into it. Tell a friend and tell a friend in case you might know somebody who lives overseas. Noel, you live over there with some folks. You might know some folks in the community. Doesn't matter where they're from, Barbados, wherever, whatever. But you might want to share this because if it's a case where there are states and governments suing Pfizer, I thought they said that you couldn't sue them. I thought this. Well, there was initially there was this thing where people were saying that you couldn't sue them. Well, clearly that is a lie. So go tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure you log that on, save that page, go do some research on it, and don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it, family. Don't sleep on it. That's right. Don't sleep on it. So yeah, check that out. Make sure you double check it and see what's going on regarding that. I think it's worth looking at. And having said that though, let me dive into the next thing real quick. I think we should do this in an order. So I think the next thing to do is to look in fact, no, let me play this video first. This will set the tone. This gonna definitely set the tone. I don't know, man. Oh man, like you can't make this stuff up, family. You can't make this up. Let me get this link as well. Yeah, I may not want to see this link after I play it. I'm gonna still play it. I'm gonna still play it. So we're gonna play a clip here, and it starts out by saying no place for unduly strict laws. No place for unduly strict laws. But what are they referring to by that? What do you think they're talking about when they say that? No place. Wait, hold on a second here. What's this I see about pot fish? Oysin Masi car. Wait. Am I always by Oysin Masi car part selling pot fish and sea cat? Look, you know what, Noel? You know what, y'all have your chat in the chat. I'm not even touching it. But yeah, there's a fish fry going on in the chat. I ain't even touching it. So what he's saying, this therefore RPM and this admin should be doing the same regarding Pfizer and for revelation. I know Miss Motley is a woman that know to find the money. So if it's one body, if Miss Motley sniffed this as a possibility, Miss Motley, listen, I got some more information on this matter right here. If you need the information for the betterment of the people of Barbados, because after all, it was the government who introduced it. Well, in reality, the responsibility is also on you. If there was harm and there's harm, well, you might as well remedy it. I mean, after all, there's a woman in politics, right? So address this matter. Don't just overlook it. There's more information. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Let the number on the screen, 246-838-8253. I'm sure if you're interested, you know to hit the buttons and make the phone ring. Let me see if we can fix this thing, man. But yeah, though. It said that Kansas lawsuit was filed in June or July this year. Yep. Greetings to you too, sis. Yep, it was, man. So we ain't playing. We not playing, man. So some of my family members still mad at me for calling them guinea hogs. Nah, for taking. Yo, stop calling people names, man. Cut that out, man. We not doing that. Oh, hold on, Sean. Wait a minute. Let me go back here for a second. The cybercrime bill is to obstruct real justice. Only thing is the people of Barbados won't see 1 cent of it. Well, in all fairness, I think that families who, have recognized that one of their loved ones might have been injured as a result, I think people are waking up and looking at who to turn to, man. I think people are waking up and turn to who they should turn to for assistance with these matters. But they can always call politically incorrect, for sure. We ain't got no problem with that. But I want to play this clip on purpose because I think it creates a bridge and it sets a tone. And so let's listen carefully to our always so happy.
The Barbados Labour Party is not in favour of laws that unduly restrict the citizens of Barbados. That was the word from former Attorney General and candidate for St. Joseph, Dale Marshall, as he spoke at an opposition press conference over the weekend.
And we have vowed to support any reasonable efforts to try to stem the growth of criminal activity in Barbados. But the condition is any reasonable effort. Now, for the longest time, the government of Barbados has been saying that Barbados is safe, everything is fine, there's no issue. But then late last year in December, they attempted to foist on this country, and I don't apologize for my term, they attempted to foist on this country, I suppose they were successful in doing it, an amendment to the Police Act, which sought to give the police extraordinary powers, powers that probably were not required in Barbados. Laws can be transformative, but we don't just want laws that are transformative. We want laws that will improve the lives of Barbadians and make for an orderly an orderly society that is able to enjoy the opportunity to live and work with freedom and comfort.
With freedom and comfort. Are y'all hearing this? Just for the record, Mr. Dale Marshall, freedom and comfort. I don't know if he's aware of what he just said, freedom and comfort, but the cybercrime bill appears as if it is trying to strip some freedoms while making an attempt to make others comfortable. So it brings comfort to some while stripping freedoms from others. So I think that we need to really look into this. But I wanted to let him say some other stuff. Listen, can y'all hear this? Listen to the rest of this.
But undue restrictions on a populace is something that must always be rejected.
He was echoing the sentiments of opposition leader Mia Mottley, who said that if elected, the BLP will review some controversial pieces of legislation within 8 weeks.
We are making Barbadians criminals by having criminal convictions recorded against their names in the 21st century for things that ought to be the subject of civil penalties, fixed community service penalties, fixed fines, things that will free up the law courts and stop us from having a backlog of 10,000 cases and free up the prisons. You must reserve confinement, loss of liberty, for the most egregious acts in a society. And outside of the genuine criminal ones, it is only where a person ignores the authority of the court repeatedly that that person should lose their liberty.
But I gonna say this, man. Like, this is quite interesting. And just for the record, let me just put it on record. This is actually 6 years ago. This is 6 years ago. If you all are paying attention here, show it to the nation, Barbados, by the way, so they don't think I ain't giving them props where props is due. But this is 6 years ago. Very interesting. My, how 6 years can change. It seems like nowadays 6 days can change, man. It's amazing. Nevertheless, family, they go on to say a little bit more. In fact, let me just post a link for those who might be interested, because like I said, Mr. Marshall, freedom and comfort. Well, that's where we want to set the foundation for tonight. Freedom and comfort. Is the cybercrime bill a violation of our freedoms to human rights and comfort to those who would rather not have certain things shared, especially from a political aspect? If you think about it, this more protects politicians. Like, who stands to gain more from this cybercrime bill? You know? Good night to you too, family. Greetings to you too. Greetings to you as well. All of a sudden, when it's elections, yo, it was this language that got them in the first place. This was the language then. I guess once you get in, then, you know, I suppose things change. It said these are the same people who jailed folks for walking during lockdowns. Well, they did jail some, you know, wrongfully, and I would like to think that those individuals can be compensated and should be compensated at some point in the not too distant future for recognizing perhaps a lot of what is coming out now. So, yeah. So King Alfred is saying the cybercrime bill up the ante, or as they said in poker, back raised from what, 7K or 7 years to 10K or 10 years or both. Gee. Okay, let's take a look at this, man. Let's take a look at this, man. Let's take a look at this, man. Let's dive into this cybercrime. Let's get into it, man. So a birdie just came by this afternoon and dropped the envelope at my door. And within the envelope, there is some information, like I said, and this particular part right here is one aspect of it. And me personally speaking, I don't know. In fact, I can't say I don't know. That would be truthful. Hang on a second. Let me make this large. Get this as large as possible so you guys can see this at home. Let me get it. Hang on. So this is the report of the Joint Select Committee standing. Y'all know what time it is with these folks here, man. This is Parliament of Bridgetown, Barbados. This is the report on the governance and policy matters on the Cybercrime Bill 2024 and the Mutual Assistance in Criminal Matters Amendment Bill 2024. Yeah, family, that's what's up, man. So like I said, it's 824 pages. I'm going to assume that includes the cover page. So just keep in mind that, is that kind of thing. And obviously, not saying you have to have a legal mind, but you have to have a degree of patience and a level of understanding to sieve through this particular document, as with most or all documents coming out of the government. It is written in a language and written in such a way that is designed to be very misleading and ambiguous at best. So, like I said, it requires a bit more. So I'm not going to dive into this too deep, not too deep, but I think this is available online. My understanding is available online, but if you're interested in a PDF copy, like I said, link up the numbers on the screen, holler at me, and just mention, what is it? We can call it by short, CCB PDF, and I'll know just to send it to you. Not a problem. I'll hook you up right away. Make sure you get that, and then you can go through it as you see fit. But we want to get into certain aspects of it that specifically deals with parts of it that we know were part of the initial contention. And this is, let me see if I can find it in all this now. It might be a little bit, if I could zoom down and scroll down enough to get to the point where we want to, wait, what was that? Okay. I'm trying to see if I can, let's see if I can get to it fast enough to at least highlight some of these areas. Dealing with specifically with malicious communication. I think that's the area that we want to get into. Maybe I should just go into the first section, but hang on. Written submissions. You know what? Yeah, there's a lot of information in here. Loads of it. And quite frankly, you know what? I'll skip this. I'll skip that. I'll do something else. That's what I'll do. I'll go and wave my special thumb, hit that. Ancestors whispered in my ear just now. I heard he whisper in my ear. Now, don't do it that way. Do it this way. So we can go about it this way. This here. There you go. So let me just go ahead and make sure this is, there you go. So we can see this document in all its glory. Yeah, let me just get this here. Let me line it up for you, family, so you can see it. Make sure it's nice and wide. And then the next thing to do is enhance the size of it. There you go. So this is what we're dealing with here, family. Section 90 was one of the major contention areas. Now, of course, there's other areas that would have been, edited as well. Keeping in mind that what you're seeing here, words in black, which are the original write-ups, and then you're seeing words in red, which is the ones that were new, that were added or amended, and then you'll see some that are striked out. Well, the ones that are striked out is what they're taking out, and the ones that are in red underlined is what is remaining. So, as you can see, some aspects of it has remained unchanged. Section 90.1, a person who intentionally or recklessly uses a computer system to publish, broadcast, or transmit computer data that intimidates a person or threatens to subsection 1, B1, use violence towards a person or a member of his family, or 2, damage the property of a person or the property of his family. I suppose it means his or her, but his in this case, I guess, is whoever does that is guilty of an offense and is liable to Section A, is liable to A, on summary conviction, to the fine of $70,000 or to imprisonment for a term of 7 years or both. Or B, on conviction on indictment, to a fine of $100,000 or to imprisonment for a term of 10 years or both. I don't know if the stiff penalty is supposed to be the deterrent, I mean, anyhow, family. So that's one part of it right there. So in other words, if you use your computer, laptop, phone, or whatever, use a computer system, and I suppose the idea of a computer system, a telephone is now classified as probably a computer system, a handheld, a tablet, all these devices. A person who intentionally or recklessly, you see these two words right here? See, when it comes to law, family, law is interpretation and definition. You see this right here? A person who intentionally or recklessly use a computer system to publish, broadcast, or transmit computer data that intimidates a person or threatens to use violence towards a person or member of the family, or damage property to person or family, or property of a person's family. Well, that's it in a nutshell. Well, that's not a problem. But then again, how do you define intimidates a person? Because think about it. When they said, for example, that or violence towards a person, I like to think that threatening someone online or in person is pretty straightforward. I think that speaks for itself. I think if you threaten to damage somebody's property, this is the thing though. It's not a case where you're actually committing this thing, that you're doing something. It's a case where you're threatening to do something. You're saying that I am going to do this or going to do that, which is to intimidate a person by the use of violence or the use. And this is only on the cybercrime bill online. It's interesting because if you say to someone, you know what, I'm going to take this rock, I'm going to smash it through your window, if you don't stop talking to me. If I type that sentence on my phone, whoop, whoop, and send it to somebody's ping, would that not be considered a threat to cause damage to somebody's property? Or I can pelt this barrock through your mother front window. Is that not a threat to damage the property of someone's family? If so, then am I guilty of this cybercrime bill? In which case, I'm then on a summary conviction, fined $70,000, or on a conviction on an indictment, $100,000. For just saying I want to pelt a rock through somebody's window, am I interpreting this thing right? Or if I wrong, somebody please correct me, man. Let me see what the comments are right now. Let me see what y'all thinking about right now. Where are we? Yeah, okay, where are we? Somebody's saying sue them. Somebody's going back to the farm will be do whatever to keep those dollars coming in. It's $1 trillion industry for sure. Correct, King Alfred is saying you're correct. Yep, 70K or 100K. This is crazy. I absolutely adore that pretty dress mom is wearing in that clip. Did she change a War Road team after being elected? I am not touching it. Not touching it. It said them BLP created such a mess in Barbados that them politicians don't want the citizens speaking out about their created nonsense cause. Well, he says exceedingly thick in order to dissuade the people from wading through. Yeah, man, this one here is a lot. It's a lot to be considered. The question, one of the unanswered question is, if a politician breaks the laws of this cybercrime bill, who's going to enforce the law that they themselves created? Interesting question. There's now a program in Canada called VISP, Vax Injury Support Program. Interesting. Send us some information on that, Tim. Be sure to send us some stuff inbox or send it to the WhatsApp, Tim. Serious. You don't know about there. For sure. Shout out to all the maroons in the building, man. For sure. A cell phone is a computer also. That's what I'm saying, Sean. Imagine if I'm in front of someone and we having an argument, a disagreement, and I say, listen, man, you know what? I would take this big rock, man. I would pelt this through your mother front window, you know. Okay, there's no recourse for that, or can you be charged for threatening to throw a rock through somebody's window? And if so, what is the charge? Inbox, give them that for me real quick. The other question is, if I then decide to text that message instead of coming in front of your house and telling you that while I'm standing there with the rock in my hand, ready to just launch it. But if I text it instead, home laying in my bed, my socks on, ready for rest or whatever, what this is saying is that a person who intentionally or recklessly use a computer system, phone, tablet, laptop, computer, desktop, whatever you call it, watch, to intimidate and to broadcast, here to publish, which is a post, broadcast or transmit computer data that intimidates a person or threatens use of violence to them or their property or person or family. Automatically at 70 grand or 100 grand, yeah. So these people understand this is supposed to discourage folks from even going down this road, but I don't know, man. A person, and here we go. And here's the thing, though. They say is guilty of an offense and is liable. Subsection 2 of Section 19. Just to make sure I'm hold on. Just double check. Yeah, 19. A person who intentionally or recklessly uses a computer system to publish, broadcast, or transmit data that includes private sexual photographs and videos without the consent of a person who appears in them, with intent to humiliate, harass, or cause substantial emotional distress to that person, or to send repeatedly to another person data that is obscene, vulgar, profane, lewd, or indecent, with intent to humiliate or harass the other person to the detriment of that person's health, emotional well-being, self-esteem, or reputation. If you do any of these things, you are guilty of an offense and is liable to the same summary conviction to a fine of $70,000 or the imprisonment for a term of 7 years or both, or conviction of indictment to the fine of $100,000 or to imprisonment for the term of 10 years or to birth. Or to both. Now, like I said, the section you see in red that's crossed out is what was on before. On summary conviction to a fine of 7,000 or imprisonment for the term of 7 years or both. So those are what they crossed out, like I said. Look, family, I ain't know about one, right? But I can read that part there again. Hold on, check this out. Let me, because understand, the politics of this thing. A person who intentionally or recklessly uses a computer system to publish, broadcast, transmit data that includes. Now, this is the thing. The first section was clear if you intimidate or threaten, right? Bear in mind, this section here now deals with what? I think they got the horse before the cart. Someone said they said it last week. Yeah, it's a test to see who's paying attention. I think they got the horse before the cart, right? Man, y'all ain't paying attention. To publish, broadcast, or transmit data that includes private sexual photographs and videos without the consent of a person who appears in them. I guess they should put, in some people cases, they should put brackets and put an S in brackets, I should say, at the end of person, because it may be a case where they have persons in the videos who appears in them with intent to humiliate, harass, or cause substantial emotional distress that person. A lot of this is self-explanatory. I remember sometimes way back, folks would share videos, we get videos, sometimes even school children, and they would send it around, and they would, sometimes they find itself on my phone through some group chat or whatever the case is. And I would always advise folks, listen, look, do not forward that information. Those are minors, they're children, and that's considered child pornography. Don't share it, man. Always, somebody send it to you, make sure it stops right there, because that's what that is. And in most cases, sometimes a person's phone might have been stolen and they found this information. Sometimes people take people's information on purpose, just for that purpose. And I know one situation where a young lady, a decent young lady to some degree, and I just say that because she's had her challenges, yes, but she confided in a best friend, girlfriend, and had shared certain details and intimacy and whatnot. And the minute they had a falling out, well, for whatever reason, she went ahead and broadcast all kind of stuff. I remember the grandmother calling me, telling me, come and see my grand. I was like, yo, look, it was the most embarrassing moment, because for me, to have granny come and look, she all on the thing, come and look. And I'm like, well, yeah, I understand, granny. No, look, I said, like, no, granny, I understand. But the granny was like, well, this is crazy. And I felt it went too far, because here's now the young lady's grandmother, who is also having to be on WhatsApp. Imagine you scrolling through your favorite group chat, WhatsApp, and your granddaughter pops up in all her divine glory. It just was. So a lot of the bill is clear, and it speaks to what is right and clearly what is wrong. But then it gets a bit technical. So to send repeatedly to another person data that is obscene, vulgar, profane, lewd, or indecent with the intent to humiliate or harass the other person to the detriment of that person's health, emotional well-being, self-esteem, or reputation is guilty of. I like how they slid reputation at the end there, because yes, of course, self-esteem, reputation, character assassination, we understand how that works. Is guilty of an offense and is liable to all what you said earlier. But then it doesn't stop there, although it probably could have. But it goes on to say in section 3, a person who intentionally uses a computer system to disseminate any image or words. Now, what was there before was not caring whether they are true or that are false, and causes or is likely, listen to the language carefully, or not caring whether they are true and that's what was crossed out, that are false. Now, we ought to pay attention to this very carefully. this section down here. And by the way, again, I want to give thanks to Sister Watson for sharing this with us, her insight and wisdom in this particular matter. It says a person who intentionally uses a computer system to disseminate any image or words. Like I said, what was there before is what is now crossed out in red, not caring whether they are true or that are false. Now remember, this was what it was at first, but now how it would read is a person who intentionally uses a computer system to disseminate any image or words that are false. So in other words, Marcia Week's program, once it is all factual, she's allowed to go ahead and speak. Lumumba platform, Bonga Lights, Winston, Mr. Corbin, and the others as well are all free to speak once it is not false. Because notice, they cross out true. They cross out the word true. So if you're saying something that is true, well, once it's true, first of all, because if it's false and causes or is likely to cause, well, you know the other page is going to say, or subject, wait a minute, is this, yeah, or false, or subject a person to humiliation or injury. They crossed out ridicule, contempt, or embarrassment, is guilty of an offense and is liable. So it was amended in such a way where they tried to do some degree of damage control, where it was being silenced completely before, whether it was true or not. Well, just as an update, according to this information, they have crossed that out in terms of if it is true, not caring if it's true. Well, they say not caring if it is false. So they took the part of truth out. But then again, if it is truth, but then it causes humiliation or injury, well, then what? Because the bill doesn't speak to that. Unless I'm interpreting this wrong, please, can somebody call and correct me? That is not a problem. Numbers on the screen. On the summary conviction or fine, y'all already 70 grand or 7 years or both, or 100 grand, 10 years or both. That's if you're guilty of that. But wait, there's more. Hold on. Number 4, for the purpose of, and again, subsection 1, which is now crossed out, for the purpose of this section. Now, this is where they start. Remember, I told you about law is interpretation and definition, right? Okay. Which is interesting because I can't say that and not tell you, look up person in law and see what is meant by a person. Remember, all lawyers are not attorneys. Remember, all lawyers are not attorneys, but all attorneys are lawyers. For the purpose of this section, number 1A, section Article 19, I suppose you could call it, or Section 19, subsection 4, Section 1A. I don't know. Help me here, family. Intimidate means to cause, and this is where they give the definition now going forward. Intimidate means to cause in the mind of a reasonable person injury to himself, any member of his family, or any of his dependents. Intimidate means for the purpose of, like I said, they had it before as subsection 1, but they've crossed out that and they said this section, meaning 19 in its entirety. In its entirety. They're saying then that for this, intimidate means to cause in the minds of a reasonable person. Now, how do we define reasonable? Some would like to think that Ninja Man was a very reasonable person. Some would like to think that the Attorney General is a reasonable person. We know that. So by definition, in the minds of a reasonable person, injury to himself or members of his family or any of his dependents. In the minds of a reasonable, section 2 now, in the mind of a reasonable person, an apprehension of violence or damage to any person or property or a person's substantial emotional distress. So intimidate means to cause any one of those three things. Cause injury to himself or family or dependents, a person, an apprehension of violence, or a person to experience substantial emotional distress. Which again, emotional distress by definition is what? Violence is what? Because there's some words that would be considered violent. And so injury includes injury or damage to a person in respect to his reputation, business, occupation, profession, employment, or other source of income. So although they kind of tweak this and change some stuff, like the way they define some of these terms, they're so broad, like it's literally like throwing the paint. It's like you're supposed to paint a wall with a scale of paint, and rather than apply it in a manner where it comes off even and smooth, it's like they just splash this and just run with it. So as you splash it, it run all over the place, it gone all over the place, and isn't as even and balanced as it can be. Now here's the thing though, there's a Senate that meets and discuss and take a vote on this. And this is where now I also want to speak on. But let me finish this first. Let me finish this first before I go that direction, because I want to say something to the Senate direct. Because this right here is going to be an indication by itself of the psychological and emotional distress that people are clearly already experiencing by the fact that they're going to look at this and agree to this. Unless, I can get into that in a second. So B is the injury includes injury or damage to a person in respect to his reputation, business, occupation, profession, employment, or other source of income. 5, the defense of truth. Now here it gets interesting. The defense of truth, comment, triviality, and privilege. Now here's the thing. Well, I don't even know if privilege, whether absolutely or qualified, provided for under the Defamation, provided for under the Defamation Act Cap 199, shall extend to a prosecution under Section 3. The defamation, that was the act that was always there. That was the one that was from before. Which is funny because they want to align this new bill with that. But here's the thing. Let's create a hypothetical situation where, for example, the DLP situation, where you have one group saying one thing and one group saying another thing. There's a lot of information coming out right now. It's almost like on cue. So would it be possible, if this was to go in the Senate and get passed tomorrow, next week, whatever, would that mean that the DLP situation would come to a screeching halt? Because if information that is brought to the light, like has been recently been brought to the light, were to somehow damage, cause emotional distress, or somebody's reputation, business, occupation, profession, employment, or other source of income, or especially that part, or somebody other source of income, you might be messing up somebody's money and don't even know it. So of course they upset with you. You messing with their money. You messing with their money, their bread. So, of course, Defamation Act, crazy. So then it is also designed to prevent cyberbullying. Those who get online and, like the earlier, intimidate or threaten and that kind of stuff people and try to use, language, I suppose, for the sole purpose of controlling. But like I said, this is the era that was probably in most contention because it spoke to the fact that you can say certain things. But like I said, I noticed they cross out the part where it said truth. So in other words, if you say something that's false, then this would apply. But if it is truthful but causes harm, then what? Because they crossed that out. The section that spoke to if it is truth is crossed out. So I'll wait to see the final print, provided that this is 100% accurate, and I trust the source that this is. So we're going to look at that on a broader spectrum, family. If you're following me so far, I got to tell you this. If you understand where I'm coming from and you're in agreement with where I'm coming from, and the questions are relevant, the section that says truth that was crossed out, does that mean then that if it is truth, you can't be charged, even if it caused emotional distress or damage a person's reputation, business, occupation, profession, employment, or other source of income? Well, the good book say the truth shall make you free. Shall make you free. Cyberbullying, section, number 20. Let's get into it. A person who, there was an A, I guess they had an A and a B. Maybe there's no longer a B. That's why they crossed out A, and it's simply 21. I suppose section 20, subsection 1. No, they cross out A. Anyhow, a person who intentionally uses a computer system to publish, broadcast, or transmit data that is offensive, pornographic, indecent, vulgar, profane, obscene, or of a menacing character, or causes any such data to be or sent, they cross out B. So I get it. So there you go. They amalgamated the two sections. Sent for the purpose of causing, and they cross out annoyance, inconvenience. They left danger. They crossed out obstruction, crossed out embarrassment, and crossed out insult. This is interesting. Very interesting. Cross out annoyance, inconvenience, obstruction, embarrassment, and insult. So it would read then for the purpose of causing danger, injury, humiliation, intimidation, hatred, anxiety, or cause substantial emotion distress to that person is guilty of an offense and is liable. We know already. We already know what they're liable to: 70 grand, 7 years, or both, or 100 grand, 10 grand. 100 grand, or 10 years, or both. And then there was no A and B anymore in one. They amalgamated it. Number 2, notwithstanding subsection 1, a person shall not be deemed to have committed an offense if he does not act in A, for a bona fide scientific or medical research or law enforcement, or B, in compliance of and in accordance with the terms of the court order issued in exercise of any power under the act or any law. So, notwithstanding subsection 1, a person shall not be deemed to have committed any offense if he does an act for a bona fide scientific or medical research or law enforcement in compliance of and in accordance with the terms of a court order issued in exercise of any power under this act or any law. I think, right, that for me personally speaking, what I think is most outstanding here is this section at the bottom right here, section 3, where it speaks to the fact that whether they are true, not caring whether they are true. So a person who intentionally uses a computer system to disseminate any image or words, and they added that are false. Well, they didn't add that, they left that part, but they crossed out that are true. So, that are false. What's your thoughts on this, family? Give us your thoughts on this. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend and tell a friend. I was supposed to send this to some folks, and I know they're gonna be kicking me. I was supposed to send this out. I was supposed to send it out. I meant to tell y'all earlier too. I'll say I'll share it at the end of it for sure. I'll share it at the end of it for sure. Today is Friday, you know, for those observing the sacred day. Today, what it is, day special day. I'm gonna definitely shout it out now. Shabbat Shalom. Assalamu alaikum to y'all. Y'all already know what time it is. Ashe Hotep to the conscious community. Rastafari to the brethren and sistren. Y'all already know. Love and light to everyone else. You know, even in the middle of all what's going on, family. You know, we question the cybercrime bill. A lot of folks been making a lot of wrongs. It's been making its wrongs on social media. A lot of people are asking questions. Folks are intimidated. Some folks don't care. But in reality, my question is it a violation of human rights? Your rights. Can the government stop you from using your system to share information specifically about them? Because in reality, if you go online and harass somebody over and over and over and over, I mean, unprovoked for no reason, well, you know, you're gonna have to deal with it accordingly and you know, deal with it accordingly. If the person decided to go and press charges, you're gonna have to handle yourself. But when it comes to politicians and people who put themselves in the line of, you know, administrators, who put themselves in the limelight to be at least, you know, looked upon and analyzed and and face scrutiny on a regular basis, because after all, you are in the public's domain, then, you know, what it say is fair game. Because quite frankly, and I'm looking for a link right here. I got it. Quite frankly, if you let me use myself for example. So we had Beryl came through and destroyed the fishing industry in Barbados. Well, let me not say that. It impacted heavily on the fish market in Bridgetown and the port. Let me just reword that so it doesn't sound biased in any way. And so I was involved because I was very saddened by what I saw when I visited the fisheries, and I felt the pain of those who were there. And as you know, knowing me, I offered how can I assist? How can we as FADE, Barbados National Congress, how can we help? And we found ways to help, which we did according to whatever we did at the time. And so then they tried to look into, well, how this happened? Well, after we got through the help and the cleanup and all this other stuff was going on, we then start looking at, well, how did this happen in the first place? Now we start to assess what went wrong. You know, we dealt with the issue first, helped clean up. That was the priority. But then we just can't ignore this because something happened. Did somebody drop the ball? And if you have not seen that one as yet, I encourage you to go. In fact, let me go pull it up. I encourage you to, I just had it. Here it is. I encourage you to go and take a look at that live if you have not seen it as yet. The question was, did somebody drop the ball? And where is it? Oh, here it is. Let me pause it real quick. Yeah, I want to share the screen. You know, I'm going to share the screen. Let me just jump back here real quick. I'm going to put that link up in the comments for those who might not have seen it. For those who have not seen it, be sure to go on Politically Incorrect. Let me paste that right there. Feel free to go and check it out. But the reason why I did that is because I felt there was some things going on. So we looked into the budget, the estimates, and the minister, Mr. Ford, and we came across some stuff. So I would have put a lot of stuff up. I would have called his name several times, Minister Ford, so on and so forth. I spoke about different situations from my knowledge, which I know are truth and are factual. Would I then be charged based on that information with a cybercrime bill? If he suddenly felt like, oh my gosh, and curl up in a ball in the bed, this guy is on politically incorrect talking about me. In fact, I saw him the other day. It was funny though, because I think he recognized me, man. I think because but he was open though. He wasn't, he was open. He said, well, look, man. And he started to explain what's going on in the fisheries. That's why he felt he knew, because I didn't really have to answer anything. He just volunteered the information, what they were doing in the fisheries. And we spoke, and it's like, but these men though, I mean, am I entitled to say whatever he want to say once it is factual? Because if it's not factual, it would look like I was online spreading propaganda. It would look like I was online trying to assassinate someone's character. That's providing it wasn't factual. Because if it wasn't factual, if it isn't factual, then in reality, what I'll be doing is I'll be exposing myself. Because it's only a matter of time before folks realize, well, wait a minute, you talk to the minister this and minister that. Well, look right here, well, that ain't true. Well, that ain't true. You on there talking politically incorrect. Real news for the people in real time. You was barefoot, man. You was a joker. Because in reality, well, here it is that what you saying, well, Ross, well, that ain't true. So when I met the brother and he shared, I received it respectfully, because he genuinely shared what he was, well, as a minister, you know how it is. Aunt Rose, I heard you, Aunt Rose. She said, you take it with a pinch of salt. So I took it with a pinch of salt. I'm not saying he wasn't being truthful. I'm not saying he wasn't, sharing. I took it with a pinch of salt. But the reality is, what I shared on the platform, I brought the receipts and showed the people here, man, the ministry, the $7 million, all the grants and stuff, and the fisheries, the plans, the pictures. I was there. I brought it. I brought it in. So if I brought that fact forward, those truths forward, and we see that it was truth, then there should be no harm done according to the bill, because they cross out not caring whether they are true or not. I don't think it had nothing to do with caring. A person who intentionally used a computer system to disseminate any image, which I did, I intentionally used the computer system purposely to disseminate images, words from the estimate, and this that were true. So they weren't false. So then I can't be found guilty of this then. Is that how I interpret this? So one of my experts, please chime in and let me know. Because like I said, if it was the other way around, where I'm on here saying stuff about the minister every day, going on about the minister, like somehow I suddenly become obsessed with this minister. And I'm saying these things every day, like, whoa. And people are hearing it like, wow, I didn't know the minister this and that. And then later on, it kind of find out that it wasn't true. It's like, I showing my hand though. Like I'm literally showing my hand. That's why Aunt Rose said he had the monkey climb, right? And that's how that went down. So according to them, they strike out the part that says true. Well, if it is false and you knowingly do that, it's only a matter of time before people see. So I would God know, right? I'm telling you, man. But let me see what the comments are here saying, man. I could just see the comments scroll. Yeah, it'd be too many comments. I need to hire someone to do the comments. In fact, wait a minute. There's an alternate option. I just don't do it. But there's an alternate option. I might start doing it, switch up the game a little bit. Who knows? Let me know. Let me know, family. Okay, so what's going on here, man? Damn. Where do I start? I like this one. When are the transparency or the consection bill coming? And you mean referring to the Constitution? I don't know. I guess the Constitution bill coming. She said it's coming soon. In fact, I got a clip I want to play as well. This is crazy. In terms of cybercrime bill and saying words, right? Let this play out first. The truth intimidates some people over the truth intimidates some people over the slightest thing. So I guess the prison will be full. That's why I was asking question, Andrea. For the truth, and no respect to person, man. But it is never a lie. That's the thing with the truth. It's never a lie. It's never a lie. So again, I ask, are the crimes outlined in the cybercrime bills sufficiently egregious to warrant such stiff penalties as well as the loss of liberty? Or both, don't forget, or both. And who gets to decide what is reckless? What if you're just overly sensitive? Is it my fault that you are easily intimidated? Listen, Ryan. There's some folks who are indeed easily intimidated for whatever reason. But it be a thing where, you know, and they could always, I don't know, man. That's a rough one. That's a good question. I'm gonna play a video in a second though. Give me a minute. Rhonda. The same thing is happening in Guyana. You see what I'm saying, family? So when we see Barbados doing this thing, it ain't just, there's a regional plan. And if we as people of the region do not let the water unite us rather than being divided by it, promoting flags and political parties, I got to add that one, then we gonna suffer. The people will suffer when they do not learn. Systems aren't designed to murder them. We must help out each other. We did it already, so we can do it again. Let me see here, man. Sean is saying, no, Barbados is a people's republic. Yeah, don't start that, yo. Politicians never break the law, Noel. They protect their own until they cross the floor like Ralph A. Thorne. Y'all not gonna get me caught up in that, man. Call the man a rat. I heard Mr. Thorne said that's his initials, what he want him to do. I agree with him. And then own it. Just own it. You know, own it. Ain't nothing to feel good of. Look, the only way you will feel bad about people talking bad about you is if what they were saying was true. Rose said, when you pelt a rock at a pack of dogs, right? The one that yelp is the one that got hit. Just keep that in mind. So I agree with Mr. Thorne on this, man. Just own it, because that's your initial RAT. You know, it's only if you actually function like a rat now, then, well, somebody call you a rat, you might feel a way about it. But if you know the inner truth to that, man, like, you know, it's like water on the back of a duck, man. It just glides right off, man. Watch the feathers, you know what I mean? Straight up, man. But when they ain't engage that, this cybercrime bill is going, the cyber bill going to keep people on mute. Well, it's going to intimidate. In fact, the bill is going to work in reverse. It is definitely going to intimidate a lot of people. It definitely going to put people on mute. And it may even cause folks to start turning away from going at it may even cause people, rather than focus on the ministers or the quote unquote politicians, they might start focusing on each other. You know, intimidation is a funny thing, man. A real funny thing. They say Barbados is whatever mom decide on any given day. Y'all are crazy, man. I can't with y'all, man. Greta, good night, family. Good night to you too, Miss Calendar. Listen, I ain't gonna say a word, man, but you gotta give me a call, man. Definitely, for sure. But all those politicians need to pay up because they are all guilty or do the time. Andrea, you reading my mind, yeah. In fact, having said that, let me do this now, man. Hold on a second, man. Allow me to play this clip, family. Allow me to play this clip. I gotta first find it. Wait, wait, going? Wait. I ain't seen it. Let me hold on a minute, boy. Let me check this. Oh, wait, right here. Almost didn't recognize it. I see what happened. Andrea, Yo, man, y'all ain't gonna like this. But you had to play this, man. My God, play this. I gotta play. I'm only playing this, by the way, family, as my disclaimer here. I'm only playing this as a point of reference. As a point of reference with regards to what we are discussing. Would this be considered a violation of the cybercrime bill, like Rowan said, and like Andrea said, at the hands of another politician? Let me let this play for a minute, man. Let me let it play. Wait. Let me switch it, boy. Let me switch it. Because this is quite interesting. All right. Should I do it that way? Should I do it this way? Or do it this way? All right. Let me let it play.
The very famous reggae singer.
By the way, this is Exhibit A, my honor.
Ernie Smith starts the song by saying, "Girl, tell me what to do. I hear what I hear, but I fear what I hear might be true." Y'all know it. I won't sing it, but y'all know it. And I'm going to ask you, Labour Party, tell me what to do. Because I hear what I hear, but I fear what I hear might be true. I hear that as bad as things were and had seemed to be on Sunday last in George Street, by Wednesday they had gotten worse. I hear, and I fear what I hear might be true, that a night of long knives took place on Wednesday. When at the instruction of Ralph Thorne, the lady who used to cook in the canteen, Brenda, I think that's her name. Heather, pick up your stove and go.
Shout out to Heather, by the way, and the burners. That's an inside joke, though.
That is Ralph Thorne's democracy. Cleveland Coppin, that walk every yard of St. John with Errol Walton Barrow. And then with David Thompson, to the point where Cleveland Coppin was like David Thompson's shadow. When you saw Thompson, you saw Cleveland Coppin. Not true, ladies? Kick him off the executive of the party. Leave because you did not support Ralph Thorne. A night of long knives.
What a night of long knives. Would this be considered a violation of the cyber crime bill?
And if it was bad to see how Undine Whittaker, who served that party faithfully for 47 years, I didn't even know it was so long until I heard her pleading at the gate, bolted in her face. Miss Mapp. We can't forget Miss Mapp. That did the advertisement about the bus service in 2018, Satya and Jerome. That served them faithfully. Your constituent, my friend. And Miss Mapp denied access even to pass water.
And I saw that myself. Madness, man.
Even to pass water. And then, of course, there is I believe some of you would have had it on your WhatsApp. It was shown to me today, a letter that is a letter of dismissal for some of the former candidates. Thanking you for your service. You were serving on the executive at the pleasure of people who are now expelled. So therefore, goodbye, because they're expelled and the pleasure is no longer theirs. That is Ralph Thorne's democracy. And I start there, ladies and gentlemen, because Ralph Thorne on last Sunday held a press conference in George Street. And Ralph Thorne at that press conference in George Street sought to argue to the public that this party and this country was governed by a dictator. Now, who met Ralph Thorne? Because the lunatics would now have to be running the asylum. Can it be? Don't laugh at this now. Can it be, Labour Party? Can it be that Satan is now condemning sin?
I ain't even gonna play no more, family. Like I ain't even gonna go no further with this, man. Like he had me rolling. Like I was rolling, like, yo. Again, family, would this be considered a violation of the cyber crime bill? Because let's not make no mistake about this. We know for a fact that there are only certain platforms in Barbados. Well, one outside, Sherry Veronica. I could definitely call her name because she be getting onto their skin. They talk about they want to extradite people and all kind of stuff. It's crazy. So, intimidation. The only certain platforms in Barbados that this bill specifically is being designed for. Ain't a lot of other stuff going on because, for the most part, ain't nobody coming on social media. I mean, well, outside of the part where people sharing people videos and that kind of stuff, I fully support that because you and a sister do a video, y'all had your little fun, whatever, and y'all break up, you decide to get vexed and you want to post your young lady out there or you want to post a man or whatever for his wife or whatever. I mean, that's a different conversation altogether. Like y'all, but when it comes to these ministers and being held accountable and the things they doing and the promises they make and got people doing all kind of craziness, which is obvious to anybody who's paying attention, it's like, well, wait a minute. You mean you can't say a word? So the bill is designed to stop, like I always talk about Mr. Marshall or smiling Attorney General. Like I always say that because he normally always smiling. I mean, there's a name they call him. And I wouldn't reference that. I may be tactfully implying it in the choice of words or smiling Attorney General, but I'm not gonna call him out his name. So it is designed to, like someone said earlier, silence people, man. Silence people. But Mr. Simmons not silent.
Can it be? But if all that I have just told you and all that you saw on WhatsApp and on the news, I heard on every news station in Barbados, and you know to be a fact about the lunacy and madness and the utter destruction and the desolation being wrought upon the earth in George Street by Ralph Thorne, and he can come and tell somebody about democracy? There's a saying on the street where the fellas will tell you, man, piss in my pocket.
Man, look, y'all gotta watch the rest of that. If y'all haven't seen this already, by the way, this was the BLP having a meeting somewhere in Christchurch, I think, to welcome Miss Monroe Knight. And well, I get accused of wanting a red shirt. Then I was told I got a blue shirt. So I guess now I got a blue. Was blue and red is Matt Green? Blue and red is Matt Green, right? So I suppose I can the Green Party, man. In fact, Barbados National Congress, man. We can start rocking green. Yeah, what you want me to do, man? What you want me to do, man? Listen, Kevin. Come on, Kevin.
But there were some other things he said in the press conference
I
feel that we as a party must respond to. And I hear at short notice, but I'm going to say to you that among the things that he said at the press conference, that we, the Labour Party, are responsible for the disintegration of communities in this country. Now I want to call Ralph Thorne here and now, because I know that there are some people who leave a political party or will abandon a political party because of principle. And there are other people who will abandon principles because of a political party. Ralph Thorne abandoned any principles he has because of the political party he now serves. If he can come and talk to us about community, well, Jerome Walker, you know that when Ralph Thorne was going to run in 2018, he said that he considered it to be morally reprehensible that streets in Worthing and in some parts of St. Lawrence could be desecrated with people having to live with putrid, undiluted feces flowing through the neighborhoods. That was his position then. And we went and we cleaned it up after having won the government. Wilfred Abrams, 2 and 3 in the morning, standing up alongside workers at the Barbados Water Authority, 2 and 3 o'clock in pouring rain in the morning. And then once we fix it, Ralph Thorne, the same Ralph Thorne,
Mm-mm-mm.
But before I get there, I know remember, we had a meeting in Top Rock, San.
I ain't gonna tell any rest. You gotta go watch it if you want to hear it, man. I'm telling you, it is quite intriguing. But then again, if it is truth, would this fall under the cybercrime bill? Asking for a friend, family. The link in the comments. Check it out right there. You guys, let me know what your thoughts are. Having said that, I think I got one more video to play. I do have 2 more videos to play. I ain't done yet. And what time is it? Hold on, what time is it? How long have we been on here? Well, hour and a half already. Funny how time flies when you're having fun, right? So here's the deal, family. There's a billion comments, not literally, but figuratively. It looks that way, at least from here. So let me see how I can get through this as quickly as possible, man. Sean, I see your question as well. Noel, I see yours as well. As far as Miss Ram, trying to get money from Miss Ram, I think I should reserve my comments on that for now. Because it's funny how Miss Ram ain't questioning the people for their money and then get their money. And then all of a sudden, the place burned down. I'm sure it was insured. So if it was insured indeed, then she about to get paid. Rhonda, do me a favor. I see you calling. I'm transferring it to the board. Can you call back in like 30 seconds, if possible? I'm trying to think here. See if you can call forward in 30 seconds, Rhonda. I don't know if you can hear me. Let me see. Rhonda's calling in. Rhonda's calling. Good night, Rhonda.
Yeah,
greetings.
Good night.
Good night.
Emmanuel, greetings.
Greetings to you. Listen.
I don't know if you're taking calls.
No, I'll be taking calls. I may be taking calls. You're welcome here anytime. Show it to Guyana, the whole Guyana family. This is our family from Guyana family. This is Rhonda. Tell us, Rhonda, what's on your mind?
I see you have the cybercrime problem.
Mm-hmm.
We got the same worries. And I think it was 2 days ago, the Attorney General is trying to amend the laws as he sees.
Mm-hmm.
But now he wants this law to be like in of the globe. A Guyanese is on the top. Anything against the installed regime or members of the regime, they must be able to extricate them and bring them back to Guyana. So answer the charges.
Wow.
So I want to know if I like Rickford, Burke, and Mary Mellon, so who are living in a country where you have the rule of you could speak your mind. But so I know that they're making can upset
You're breaking
rule.
You're breaking up there a little bit, Rhonda. You're breaking up there a little bit, Rhonda. Maybe you could change your location. It might help. I missed part of what you were saying because you're breaking up a bit. But I like what you just said in terms of, so Ghana is doing the same thing basically by saying that they're willing to, if folks have to be extradited from another country to face charges, they're saying that's what they're willing to do as well?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I'm still breaking up.
Now you're much better now, much better.
Oh. Yes, after I heard the program, I would call and make a comment that we're going through the same thing. But we gotta remember that Mia and the installed regime are friends. So dramatic following suit, what they're doing in Guyana.
Serious. Well, you know what? I got to call Kadaki. How is he doing, by the way?
He's okay. Right now, Kadaki got cybercrime charge.
Right. I remember.
I had a cybercrime charge.
You had wait, hold on.
$500,000.
Wait, hold on. I didn't miss that. Wait, hold on a minute. Slow down here a second, Rhonda. You say that you had a cybercrime charge?
Yeah.
What? Tell us about that quickly. Go ahead.
Yeah. I had a problem with the police, and I was talking. Apparently, my phone was on, and I didn't know that this thing end up on the in the cyber world. Anyway, the matter was taken to court,
Mm-hmm.
and when they prosecuted, the police said because my phone was never had a password to close the phone. And they said that because my phone was open and everything for me was open, anybody getting my device, they could have put it inside the world without my knowledge. But when all of that was said, the police who investigated the thing from the bin, because when I realized that I take it on, the police said that he cannot blame me and I should not be held guilty for what happened. But the magistrate, however, said that I was guilty and I have to pay 500,000 Guyana dollars within 6 weeks, 6 months. And after that happened, when I went to pay the fine, they displayed the jacket first, they hide the jacket. So 2 months after the 6 months, the jacket came up back and they issued a commuter warrant for me to be taken to jail right away. Anyway, somebody stepped up and paid the $500,000 and saved me from going to jail. Because Barilla, if I had got to jail, I know they would have killed me in jail.
Wow. Wow. I am wow. So you had to end up paying that money, you said?
Yeah.
Well, how much is that in US currency? Just so I know Guyana ratio is a bit different. Convert that in US and tell us how much money would that have been?
God. I can't do the right. Guyana money is $1 is 200 Guyana dollars.
Okay, so $1 is 200. $1 is 200 Guyanese dollars.
Yeah.
Right, and you had to pay how much money was it?
500,000 Guyana dollars.
500,000. Okay, wait a minute, slow. Okay, so if one is 2, that means $1,000 is equivalent to 5 US. So 5,000, 10,000 would that be 50? So that'd be okay. 100. That would be then 100. Multiply that by that'd be 1,000. That's about what 5,000 somewhere around that neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Do the math for me, somebody. That sounds crazy.
$500,000.
That sounds crazy. That sounds crazy, man.
I have to pay.
Well, listen, you know what? That just sounds unfair. It sounds like you were railroaded. It sounds like they took advantage of the fact you didn't know certain things. And it's so unfortunate that you don't have the people to really represent you and oppose that. And I'm sure that's money that could have gone towards your household or your grandchildren or whatever.
Yeah, but when they came and they arrested me, they put it up on the news that I'm a known political activist who always criticize the ruling fraudulent regime.
Well, I look, you know what? I need to get you on here with Kadaki. Call Kadaki and ask him when he could come on the program. Let's talk about this on a different level because, like I said, the human rights violation of it, and I want to get into. In fact, there's a good way to segue. Ron, I want to give you thanks for calling in. Much appreciated. Okay. Much love always. Okay. Tell Kadaki we showed him out.
Call Kadaki in the morning.
Yes, tell him we showed note from Barbados for sure. One Caribbean is that's our mantra. But I'm going to segue into what you said. I'm going to use this opportunity to get into that, which is the human rights violation, especially one in particular I want to deal with. But give thanks, Rhonda.
Okay, thanks, accepting.
Wonderful. Yeah, show it to the whole Guyanese family, man. We give thanks. See, we got family. I can't believe, man, they tax Rhonda like that. Sure. Crazy. All right, well, family, human rights violations. I mean, like I said, he heard the minister just talking, saying what he had to say. It wasn't no issue at all. I mean, if that's the case, would that be considered a violation? And he goes on to say a whole lot more. What he said is facts, and he was deliberate, by the way, in saying that word. These are all facts. So, if it is true, even if it causes distress, or sorry, emotional distress, then what happens then is the question. But I want to get into something here also, which is Universal Declaration of Human Rights. I'm sure that a lot of y'all would have seen this before. I'm sure if you Google it, you'll find a PDF online. I didn't do the PDF because I figure, y'all would do your homework, seeing so y'all don't just take what I say as the gospel. Y'all actually go and do the research. I give y'all receipts. Go look them up. Not just telling y'all stuff and y'all running with it, but actually looking into it. And so let me just say this right here, again, this is what the UN, United Nations, have declared, and so, but this is the Declaration of Human Rights right here. This is the PDF once you click it and go ahead, but y'all can do that if you go on this website. Like I said, I put the link up in the comments down there somewhere just now. They're down there somewhere. I'm trying to get through the comments. I saw two major ones, by the way. Before I go any further, I didn't know I was saying that that bill is all psychological. If you're afraid of the people that created it, be the man or woman be the man or woman, you'll be afraid of no one, because it's psychological indeed. Because folks are going to see that, and I'm telling you, folks are going to shut right down. And I believe there's more to this cybercrime bill being pushed by the West to lay a foundation for censorship. This is a slippery slope. The government should reject it. We are a sovereign state. And I like that language. And that's why I'm going down this road now, because although the Senate is going to vote on this, and because the majority of the people who get put there by people who get put there and whatnot, I think right now, one of the best ways to tackle this is to approach the people in the Senate. Yep. We know their names. In fact, if I am furnished with the information, before they go voting, you know that how you got something called jury tampering, tamper with jurors, or the mob did it, like send some, and I'm not suggesting we do anything like this to the Senate, but I think the Senate needs to be informed. I think outside of this document that they have, that they look, okay, yeah, it look good, yeah, it look good. I think they need to also see the alternate side of this thing and recognize the international human rights violations that it has the potential to cover. And in reality, no government that is a signatory to this particular charter can overstep this charter. And so the human rights goes through articles. All humans are born free and equal in dignity and rights. They are endowed with reasons and conscience and should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood. But it goes on to say a lot of other stuff. Everyone has a right to life, liberty, and security of person, and no one shall be held in slavery or servitude. Slavery and the slave trade shall be prohibited in all their forms. And it goes on and goes on. Inhumane and degrading treatment or punishment, which is interesting. No one should be subjected to torture, or to cruel, inhumane, or degrading treatment or punishment. Article 6. Everyone has a right to recognition everywhere as a person before the law. Recognition everywhere as a person before the law. But Article 7 is what I want to touch on in part. And I'll just touch on this for this reason. All are equal before the law and are entitled without any discrimination to equal protection of the law. You get it? All are entitled to equal protection against any discrimination in violation of this declaration and against any incitement to such discrimination. This is what I want us to look at real quick. Just this one for now. For now. Because ideally, yes, we recognize that the quote unquote cybercrime bill, the CCB, has potential to protect individuals who indeed might be vulnerable and susceptible to individuals who want to engage in some nefarious, malicious, deliberate attempts to assassinate someone's character or promote somebody's, or humiliate somebody, or harass somebody, or bully somebody, or even to cause emotional distress, or their self-esteem, like I said, I think I mentioned reputation already, or personal health. Yes, there are folks who might actually have that as an objective for whatever reason, whatever reason. But also, equally so, there are also individuals online that are using the online to share information, share truth, and share knowledge with the wider Barbados, the wider public, or it go on internet, it's going to be viral. So what protects those individuals, like the media? The media has protection, even in a war. Individual who has on a press badge or cover enters a war or the war at front of the war is supposed to be not a combatant and therefore should not be engaged in a hostile or violent manner, because they're there to report evenly what is going on. They're not there to choose sides. They're there to report what is evenly happening on either side of the situation. And so for those who come on social media, what they consider the computer, using a computer for, specifically online or any other form, to disseminate truth. What laws are there in place to protect those individuals? After all, part of the human rights is to be all are equal under the law. If the cybercrime bill is going to disadvantage a group of individuals whose sole objective is to bring facts forward in order to create an environment that shares, when necessary, I suppose discretion is obviously, and discernment is obviously a factor, when it is necessary, if it is factual for the purpose, like, for example, a political situation. But you can't discuss the fact that there's evidence and facts that might be contrary to what is being shared. But you just can't say that. You got to bring the receipts. Because if you're just saying it, that's all you could do is say it, because there really ain't nothing else you can do but just say, well, guess what? You might be in violation. That's how that comes across, man. So the minister just now, he outlined, he had a lot to say, man. He even said a whole lot more. But like I said, family, this is what I wanted to share. Like I said, is there any comments? We can take a look at it at some other point. But is the cybercrime bill a violation of human rights? Because if it does not provide, and this is for the Senate, for those who are about to go and vote, it's a majority vote thing. So we really don't need everybody to see, we just need enough people to vote against this after recognizing that it is a human rights violation. It is a human rights violation. I myself has already written to the International Tribunal. This is the same tribunal that was at play during the COVID, writing the governments, asked them to cease and desist. And although they pretend, right, that they don't pay any attention, trust me, it's see, from the time you get it, from the time they receive it, then they're held liable. See, when they didn't have it in the not too distant future, if they continue after having been served, then at some point in the not too distant future, when they're called into a commission to give a review, and it was stated, were you issued a cease and desist document? Well, they can't really say no. They can't say no. So the Senate is going to be held liable as well. So I think the Senate needs to be issued with such documents that would clearly indicate that, well, to put it mildly, and I say mildly on purpose, when a guilty too, because if you are informed, if you were previously informed of such a cease and desist injunction, yet you still went ahead and basically, well, ignored it under the guise of, or the advice of the Attorney General or whoever else. Let me make it clear here now, I'm politically incorrect for those who might not have been aware. But where we gonna get this from here now? Is this the one? Is this it? It looks like it's this. It looks like this. Yeah, looks like this. Let's go and share this real quick. See, you can't say you didn't know when you knew. You can't say you didn't know. So just to put Barbados on notice regarding this cybercrime bill, allow me to share this second last thing with you, family. Let me go and add this to the page. Let me just add this. This is from the International Tribunal. And this is the same tribunal that functioned during the COVID season. Although they may claim they don't acknowledge it, the Human Rights Declaration. In fact, I should have read that one. I'm going to go back and read that one when I'm finished this. I'm going to read that one when I'm finished this. I want to look for it. And you're going to understand what I'm talking about. The brother said it earlier about the sovereign state. That's why I clicked that on purpose, the sovereign state. I'm going to read that and y'all going to see what I mean in a minute. Don't let them fool you here. So this is a natural and common law tribunal for the public health and justice. And on this day, the case, a cease and desist order of an emergency injunction and writ of mandamus to defendants, government, and Parliament of Barbados at Alios, Latin. Don't I butcher that somehow. Whatever that. Continuing and flagrant violations of human rights in violation of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It's a violation, and the link is placed right there. Continuing and flagrant violation of constitutional rights in violation of the Constitution of Barbados. Now here's a catch. Although they claim we are we are a republic, a constitutional republic, and they're working on a constitution, they're the ones claiming that they're functioning off of the original constitution. So, although folks would say any lawyer worth his weight in salt would admit, well, we already got the constitution. We're not really right there, but we kind of winging it. They claim they're using the old one. So even according to the original constitution of Barbados, this government at this point, if they go ahead, bear in mind, the government is not fault. This is just a recommendation, a bill brought to the floor. But this bill right here, the cybercrime bill to the defendants, this cybercrime bill that was brought to this government by God knows where they got it from, because they didn't originate this. They just tried to tweak it to suit. Like they went on, Chat GPT and got a template and tried to plug in the dots, or they went to Copilot or something. But they're in violation, and the co-defendants is the government of Parliament of Barbados. It's also went to the President of Barbados. That's her address. It went to Miss Montley as well. Also went to Dale Marshall as well. And these are the three defendants in this particular instance. So I think at this point, the Senate and everyone in the Senate should be issued as well with a copy of this particular document, so that they are all held liable. Now, of course, they might choose to ignore it. They might. But in the not too distant future, you see what happened to Kansas, right? Remember Kansas State? Remember tell you Kansas State now suing Pfizer. It's not a matter if you're going to be held accountable for what you're doing. It's a matter of when. So I think at this point, in order to sway the votes against this bill, the most immediate and most effective way to bring this bill to a halt, or at least some definitely additional review, is to hold the Senate, those who have the right to vote yea or nay, hold them accountable. Let them know that 70 grand slash 7 years or 10,000 grand, 100 grand plus 10 years, let them know what they are going to be held accountable for. Let them know what whether they are convicted on a summary convicted, will be held liable for. All the money they think they're getting right now, they're going to have to pay it or do time or both. So they don't escape the judgment, is my point. So I think that the Senate needs to be issued these as soon as possible, so the Senate can look forward to receiving these documents in the not too distant future. I'm giving one a heads up. In fact, on the day of election is when the party should get this. Because now when you go in there and vote, know that on the record that you voted for a violation of the human rights, the Declaration of Human Rights that is guaranteed for all. Since y'all want to play that game, well, y'all gonna learn today, man. Y'all gonna learn today. In fact, if I had to tell you all, I don't even think I could do it as good as this fella right here, man.
Somebody advising you wrong.
Wrong, man, wrong.
They can't be your friends and your allies when they're advising you wrong.
Can't be your friends, man. They're advising y'all wrong. The Senate, y'all are being advised wrong. If y'all go there and vote, forget the ministers at this point. If y'all go and vote for this, y'all are gonna be held in judgment, man. Full judgment. I'm looking for the section of the article of the is this it? Not that one. I think it's near they're like 30 of them, 30 articles, I think. There's a whole lot of them. I am looking for it. It's deep, man. It's deep. I'm not even seeing it. All right, I'm gonna keep looking here for a minute. But it speaks to something I think that not everybody won't get it off the top. But if you do some research, at least have some questions. Well, wait, Emmanuel, what exactly that mean? You know, that kind of thing where you say, well, wait, what exactly that mean there, man? All right, let me see. No, not that one there. I'm not seeing it. I don't remember the article that was on there exactly. That's why I'm kind of looking through. I thought it was more close. Here it is. Yes, here it is. Is this it? Protection by no, that's not the one. That's not the one. 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 I am definitely not seeing it. Not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. There are like 30 of them. I'll have to go through all. I thought it was, maybe I should just go to the bottom and look up. Listen, I want to read this for y'all, man. This is too important. It's too important for me to overlook. I'd rather take another second and take a look at it because I definitely want to read that one for you. I think it's so important. Even had the right to protection. Okay, okay. No, not that one. Not that one. I want the right to live in. Lack of. All right, so I'm gonna keep browsing. I think it's that important. I think it's worth it. So y'all be patient with me, right? Be patient with me. Let me see here. Realizing the national efforts. The people shall be biased, and the authority of government shall be not that one. It was take right through the okay. You know, it's funny because believe it or not, right? A lot of the laws in Barbados right now, let me say this while I scan. A lot of the laws in Barbados right now that were written before this Declaration of Human Rights was declared and Barbados became a signatory to it. A lot of the laws were already violation of human rights, but they never repealed them. They never took them off the books. They were still on the books. So Barbados has been practicing a lot of laws that are directly violations of a charter that they signed on to. But again, ignorance is no excuse to the law. No excuse. So we got to familiarize ourselves with different, information and make sure we could speak to this and speak truth to power when that time comes. Article 15, everyone has a right to a nationality. No one shall be arbitrarily deprived of his nationality, nor denied the right to change his nationality, his or her nationality. That's Article 15. Let that sink in for a minute, though. Barbados National Congress here. Straight up. Can't be denied. Cannot be denied. But that's not one of the ones. That's not the one I was looking for, though. But I'm definitely going to keep scanning here. But like I said, Barbados, a lot of stuff that's why they're trying to make some changes nowadays and constitutional amendments and yada, 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 yada. In reality, man, they know they've been in violations. And before anybody start answering questions and so on and so forth, they're like, let me try to tweak this one by in looking. So while you were sleeping, we're going to try to, tweak this here and tweak this here and tweak this here and tweak this there, man. But, represent itself among other people, 30 under the jurisdiction. Is this it? Yes. Is this it? I think this is it. Freedom of the national, international, secure, effective, regional, among people, member states. Is it? Man, I ain't even find it. Maybe I'm scanning too fast. Look, family, I gonna get it for you, man. I definitely want to get it for you, man. It is too important, though. Like, so important, man. Y'all can't imagine. And it would cause y'all to have questions instantly. Why did I not flag this? Okay, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't say it tonight. Maybe it's not tonight. Let me see here. Okay, nah, I didn't see it. But I definitely am going to look for that. I'm definitely going to put it up. Oregon Society, those rights, freedom, progressive measures, national security, effective recognition of rights among both the people of the member states and themselves and among other people. Yeah, I gonna definitely get into it, man. But we gonna get into it, family. We gonna get into it. I gonna look, and I gonna bring it forward. But maybe it wasn't supposed to come forward tonight. So as much as I'm like, but it dealt with identifying territories, countries, sovereignty. But it was how they worded it. That's what I'm telling you, family. There's so much to learn from the system. In order to fully understand how to bend the rules or which ones to bend, you got to know what it is you're dealing with. And I find that my people have been destroyed for lack of knowledge. That's basically what it boiled down to. Lacking the knowledge, man. And it is, it's okay to not know something, but it's not okay to not want to know it. That's a different conversation. You know what I'm saying? So, I said that, right? It's crazy, but I said that. Look, I love the ancestors, man. I found it, by the way. Well, I didn't find it. It found me because I just was just scrolling the pages, just scrolling, and I stopped and I just looked at it and realized, man, look, like I could listen, man. I give thanks, man. I give thanks because you can't make this stuff up. You can't. You can't. And Article 2 states of the like I said, the Universal Declaration, Universal Language, Universal Declaration of Human Rights. We can get into defining what is a human in law also. We won't go that far tonight. But listen to Article 2. Everyone is entitled to all the rights and freedoms set forth in this declaration without distinction of any kind, such as race, color, sex, language, religion, political or other opinion, national or social origin, property, birth, or other status. Listen, man, hold on a minute. Let me put this on the screen, man, because I know y'all ain't ready for this, man. I know y'all ain't ready for this, man. I know y'all ain't ready for this, but you gotta be ready because it's happening. So those who have eyes to see, let them see. Let me get a little close up on this thing here real quick. Let me go here, man. Family, I want y'all to understand this thing on another level here, on a whole different level. This is where we going. Shout out to Fade again and Barbados National Congress, man. Shout out, straight up. Salute. Everyone is entitled to all the rights and freedoms set. The word entitled. You're entitled to this. Nobody can take it from you. Everyone is entitled to all the rights and freedoms set forth in this declaration without distinction of any kind, such as race, color, sex, language, religion, political, or other opinion. You go against the politicians, nobody can tell you nothing. National or social origin, property. Listen now, listen carefully. Without distinction of any kind, property, birth, or other status. So wait a minute. Outside of birth, what a status is there? Hold on. Furthermore, no distinction shall be made. Now listen, family. Those who have eyes to see, let them see here. And those who have ears to hear, let them hear. This part right here, check this out. Furthermore, no distinction shall be made on the basis of the political, jurisdictional, or international status of the country or territory. Listen. Jurisdictional or international status of the country or territory to which a person belongs, whether it be independent. We know that one. We know republic too, but that's another conversation, which I think republic, independent, just playing with words. But nevertheless, whether it be independent, listen carefully, trust, non-self-governing, or under any other limitation of sovereignty. Yo. I know a lot of folks ain't gonna see that. It's unfortunate. But I'm telling you, family, we are only outgoverned because we do not have a community. We could talk chalk. I ain't see a Muslim march up to now. I ain't see the white. Well, the white man just marched in front of Parliament for the Trojan. That was a whole other conversation. And then that was just a op, just because, Yo. Furthermore, no distinction shall be made on the basis of the political, jurisdictional or international status of the country or territory to which a person belongs, whether it be independent, I'm going to add one word, or parliamentarian republic, whether it be a trust, whether it be non-self-governing, or under any other limitation of sovereignty. When I still can't touch it, Rastafari family. Rastafari, by the way, is considered indigenous, man. We ain't supposed to even pay taxes. Rastafari supposed to have their own vehicles with their own license plate, the whole 9 yards, own passport, own ID, the whole 9 yards. That's just a reality. But because we lack that order amongst ourselves, well, I shouldn't even say that. Because in reality, you know, everything is for a time. And perhaps now is the time to put those things in order. Facts. Anyhow, family, I ain't gonna leave that one right there, man. See, I was looking for it. When I didn't find it, then it came, man. It came, man. Oh wait, she said blue and red make purple. Oh shucks. Then we got red, purple shirts, a yellow and blue that make green. Thanks, Rowan, for that one. Color of royalty. Facts. So we can take the blue shirt from the DLP, and we can take the red shirt from the BLP, and we can make it purple. So Barbados National Congress, I guess the color has been officially decided as purple tonight on this night. Mark the day, man. Mark the day, man. Yo, yeah, Blizz. Yeah, yellow and blue make green. Give thanks. See, politically incorrect. I ain't always correct. And when I get it correct, I just correct it. So guess what? We rolling with the purple. Straight up, man. That's what's up. Having said that, family, it's also it is also tagged offenders that don't live in Barbados. Of course, we know that for sure. For sure. Insurance scam. I ain't even touching it, man. Rhonda, they shout you out, Rhonda. They were shouting you out, Rhonda. I'm now seeing it, man. Empress said they will have to lock me up because I'm post and say whatever I feel to, as long as I know know their facts. That's right. We ain't making that sport, but they ain't locking you up, man. Unless we got it wrong, please somebody call and correct it. And we gonna get it right. We gonna get it right, man. Yes, the truth is never pretty, and people can't handle it. We know how that goes, family. There's so many comments, man. I how you gonna get y'all? So, man, listen. Shout out to everybody watching on my personal Facebook page. Those watching also on Politically Incorrect Facebook page, and also watching on YouTube. I was told recently that I have to start the IG and stop playing around with it. Yes, I agree. Yes. So yes, I've heard, I saw the messages. We coming. This, yeah. Just know. What I would say though is this, family, it's imperative that we recognize, what happens here. We come on here and it's okay. You got a lot of folks that be reporting this particular platform. I mean, I don't normally speak on it, but I get the messages and the emails from Facebook as well as YouTube. And so their staff has been updating me recently. Well, not even recently. This is an ongoing thing. Like it's like an ongoing, almost every platform, somebody reports something, which is the weirdest thing, man. Just I think they're getting paid to do that. I can't see, well, maybe not, Bajans, man. I didn't even say Bajans because that's just not a fair statement because there are good people in Barbados that I consider Bajans. I see themselves as Bajans, although I don't normally use the term. But in reality, in all fairness to all the people, man, folks doing what they feel they need to do. Tyrone added up. He said it was 24,000 US dollars. Yeah, 24,000 US. That's what it came to. Well, thanks for the calculation there, bro. That is interesting. That is crazy, man. I don't even know how to make sense of that one there, boy. And was it true what he said? Who knows, man? Who knows? So the UK has a similar thing going on, and see, it not by chance, family, not by chance. They don't need to go. We need to get out of her. Facts, facts. We ain't trying to change the government. Definitely, we ain't trying to change the government. That's for sure. One or the other. We ain't trying to change them. We know who we are. We the government. We govern ourselves. That's what's up, man. As Ron said, them criminal-minded politicians throughout the Caribbean are following up with the New World Order. New World Order, man. The Senate is a rubber stamp. Will its members have the testicular fortitude to do the right thing? Man, if they're getting paid to do a job, they're going to do what they're getting paid to do. That's what it is, man. They are not interested in human rights if their plantation mentality makes them think of us as less than human. Facts. 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 That's why you rub it in their face, right? That's why you rub it in their face, because when you see out of sight, out of mind, when you rub it in their face, and depends on how they see themselves, Arabaro, what kind of mirror image you have of yourself, you know, then they'll know what time it is. You said they went to sleep during the pandemic. Yeah, they didn't go to sleep. They didn't go to sleep. See, we got to look at this on two levels, family, because like I said, Kansas right now is suing these companies. So when we start to see, again, everything for a time, they did it for a reason. And although they did it for a reason, they don't mind being held accountable either. And that's what we have to recognize. They'll do it once you let them do it. Because if they made 100 billion of the vaccine and got to pay out 10, 20, even if it was 30, as far as they're concerned, they still made 70. So we got to see this thing on a broader. You're right. They didn't go. We got to hold them accountable. We got to hold them accountable. Whether they think they're sleeping, whether they forgot, whether they care or they don't care, hold them responsible, man. Rasta, UN is a joke. Their laws are only on paper. Look what Israel is doing to the Palestinian people. You know what? Israel is going to still have to answer for that. That's just a reality. You do not escape, man. You don't. You don't. Greetings, family. Greetings to mom. Greetings to the matriarch. Greetings, family. We see you. Oh, man, y'all are terrible. They don't even have intestinal fortitude, fearless, the testicular. Y'all are, listen, man. Y'all are too much, man. Y'all are too much, man. Good night. Greetings, family. Greetings. I see you, families. I see you, family. Greetings. Manners and full respect all day, every day. Hold on, see the elder coming in. Sunshine Leon Williams. The cybercrime bill is absolutely a violation of human rights against freedom of speech and expression. Its sole purpose is designed to give the corrupted, tyrannical governments full control over the constituents, given the power that be the only voice. I warned you of this evil plot over a year ago. Yes, Elder, we give thanks. Give thanks for tuning in. Tell a friend to tell a friend. That's what we're dealing with now, man. It's funny because we could go into the Bible where folks watch Noah build an ark. That's funny standpoint of the story, and wait till the rain come to talk, but we want to get on board. Like you see a man build a whole vessel which you never seen before. Animals start walking in this thing 2x2 or 7x7 or whatever. And you never tell yourself go get a tour. Just stand there and watch. Nah, man. They say a fool is known by a multitude of words, man. It's time to pay attention, family. And I dropped a lot of gems in here tonight in between. Someone said to me recently, you need to stop sugarcoating stuff, Emmanuel, and start hitting with a heavy hammer. Well, the thing about a heavy hammer is that if you kill an ant with a heavy hammer, you're liable to crack the pavement. There are other ways to do it. There are other ways. There are other ways. There are other ways. But we're getting there, family. Like, you know, you cannot stop an idea whose time has come. So I'm trying to scroll through. I'm working on the chat. I'm working on it. Well, I got another video to play. Let me go to the other video first. And then we could get into that. For those joining us, feel free to connect with us on our platform. There are a number of videos that you may or may not have seen before, but I'm telling you now, politically incorrect is where it's at. I'm going to post this real quick. I got a copy. I was told to do this, so I'm following instructions. I'm following instructions. Beverly, wait. Beverly, no getting up. Good night, Bev. I see you. Jell said, them ignorant Bajans, so-called politicians, are creating a cybercrime for an old colonizer constitution. Barbados has a group of political thugs. Well, if they are, then we got to, again, if that's the case, we the people got to deal with it. Simply moving them and putting another set of thugs in place, putting wolves in sheep's clothing in place, will only let us find out a government elected, what do you say? A government of wolves put in place by sheep soon become dinner. You know, I mean, so we got to realize what's going on, man. Teach them, Ross. A lot of science, man. A lot of science. Beverly, man, I'm glad to see you. I hope you're feeling better. Sister said Article 19 also. Go check Article 19 as well, family. The only justice you get is when you go outside the island. Yep, international tribunal, hold them accountable. So when the day comes, they have their day in court, and it will come. You do not escape. You do not escape. Ryan dropped the science right there, 11:11, man. At 11:11, I see you. Article 2. Article 2, family, pay attention. Keep up the fine fight for your human rights and God-given freedoms, my people. Stand up strong. Facts. I like that. I like that, Elder. God-given freedoms, not the freedoms from emancipation, not the freedoms from the Constitution of Barbados, not the freedoms from the political party. The political party. You know, you go to a party, you got different groups and different corners of the party, but it's all like the same party. Makes sense from that one. Brother said Emmanuel birth or other status likely included. Well, I'm gonna tell you something, right? We don't know the half of it. It said truth is the biggest crime on earth. Let me see here. What's going on here now? Okay, green numbers only sound big, but it says only 25,000 US. That's 50,000 Barbados dollars, yo. I know you told that sound big. That's some paper, right? Big pen, look, big pen. You know what it is? You too big, man. Show it to Big Pen, by the way, family. Show it to Big Pen in the building. Listen, 50,000 US. Sorry, 50,000 Barbados. Man, family, like I said, that's money that could have gone towards somebody's grandchildren. I ain't trying to hear that. They wrong Rhonda for that, man. They wronged Rhonda for that. And I think Rhonda, I don't know if we should let that shit settle like that, man. That's 50 grand, Rhonda. And nah, we ain't paying them the 50 grand. Something that you wasn't responsible for because your phone had a lock. Like, you kidding me? It leak out? No, Rhonda. That's wrong, man. Wrong. Serious. Yes, we got to stop calling them government, though. They're the administrators. They are a corporation that don't represent us. Facts. That's what it is, man. You is something else. You know, I know where you come from. I know you heading to the tall. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. And if you're laughing right now, well, it's you ain't talking to T Dog Bread. I'm not posting that one either. You is something else, man. Oh, you said 2,500? Wait. We gonna calculate it. We gonna get it sorted out. Don't worry about it. We gonna figure it out. But $1 is too much to get these criminals, man. Straight up, man. There's crazy people, man. Madness. Anyhow, fine. I want to play this clip real quick. I just thought I was going to play it. I didn't play it yet. Let me go ahead and play it. I wanted to. I was sent this by I was sent this by a special member of our community, and she had came across it and felt that it was so impactful that she felt that I needed to share it with the others, perhaps who had not seen it. This is over a year ago. We had done this particular podcast with one of our great guests, none other than Dr. Veronica C. Evelyn. And she was such an amazing, that was such an amazing evening. I remember that so well. I remember that. That was beautiful. It was very beautiful. And we really had a great time. And she shared so much. And I just want to play this section right here. That I'll just play and y'all can listen in. University UE of the West Indies, University of West Indies have not produced leaders to liberate the Caribbean. It's produced leaders to manage the minds of the people who live in the Caribbean and push a colonial agenda. And that's evident.
Yeah, we have not developed our human capital the way that we should. I had made a submission, a 10-minute submission to the Republican Status Transition Advisory Committee, and I asked a few questions, and one of them had to do with just that. You know, who are we? Who do we understand ourselves as? Barrow said, what's your mirror image of yourself?
True.
I cannot understand why we borrow so much, and that is our modus operandi. It has been so from independence to now, you know, and that's 1966, we are 2022. Where have we gone? What about our agriculture? Where is it? Where are the people who are inventing among us? Who are the people developing curricula? Why are we importing curricula? You know, I am glad for the Caribbean Examinations Council. I'm very happy to see we do have persons who are writing books and, you know, developing certain curricula. So we are on our way. We cannot say that nothing has been done, but largely we are still very much a people who take pre-digested thoughts and you know, we are not very confident of ourselves. If we need stuff done, we have to bring in people from over and away because they are the experts. We just don't seem to have enough confidence in ourselves, so that even with this sexual rights thing, I can't imagine that we are so foolish. Can we really believe that there's something called sexual orientation and we put that in the Charter of Barbados and we haven't even, and we don't know what is sexual orientation? And if there is sexual orientation, then use all the terms that are in Article 1 and say age orientation, race orientation, creed orientation, so that if I were to say I am a 10-year-old Indian boy, and you don't treat me like a 10-year-old Indian boy, then I should be able to take you to court for discrimination. And if you call me a woman, a Black woman, I should be able to call that hate speech. You see? So that
Yes, I'm gonna pause it right there. Are we living in a time of prophecy? That's the name of that particular one, that podcast. It's like I said, but it's over a year ago. It's with Dr. Veronica C. Evelyn. Our full salute to the elder. She's an amazing, amazing woman. This conversation was such an eye-opener. If you haven't seen it, The link is in the comments right there, adjacent to the time frame. Go check it out. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Make sure you like, share. So you ain't gotta really like and share. You definitely gotta like it. You definitely gotta share it. You ain't gotta subscribe if you don't want to. That's all good. But definitely make it happen, family. Anyhow, been here longer than I expected, for sure, for sure. And look at that, man, 2.5 hours. I can't believe it. Like, you gotta stop this. You gotta stop this. Anyhow, family, I hope you feel joy this evening. I hope y'all were edified. Note the word edified. And let's push forward, family. Like I said, BNC, Barbados National Congress, in collaboration with the National Tribunal, we definitely want to push this to a whole nother level and make some things happen, because on the ground level, yes, for sure, but internationally, we're not sitting down. Like, they could talk chalk. Like, we know how and what they do not want, regardless. So all them senators that getting paid, what they call it, taxpayers' money, I don't even care where the money coming from. You're going to be held accountable, regardless of who paying you. But because of who paying you, you extra accountable. Keep that in mind, man. Rhonda, I don't know, Rhonda. I don't know, Rhonda. I don't know. We might need to revisit this case you have, but we're going to look into it. Talk to Kadaki and let me see what can happen, and we're going to discuss some stuff. Shout out to the whole Antilles, the whole Caribbean, Jamaica as well, Cuba, Haiti, the rest of the Spanish speaking and the French speaking and whatever else in between. Yes, for sure, for sure. Make sure y'all full joy your weekend. Full joy your weekend. Make the weekend strong. Remember that. Remember that. Remember that. On that note, family, let me go ahead and pick this tune real quick by special request again. I ain't know what it is. All of a sudden, I'll be getting tunes sent to me when they did come. Like, just so. Well, just so. Well, so be it. This one's a classic, though. This one is a classic for sure. Y'all gonna love this, man. You see how this gonna unfold tonight. How you gonna see how this gonna unfold tonight? We gonna drop this right here, man. Having said that, where do I do it? Oh, here it is.
Well, you tell me of the fire up in the sky, waiting for me when I die. But between the day you're born and when you die, never seem to hear even your cry. So as sure as the sun will shine, I'm gonna get my share. What's mine? And then the harder they come, the harder they fall. Wanna know.
Pull out one, Jackie. I know, Jackie. You ain't gonna tell me, Jackie.
Well, you tell me of the fire up in the sky, waiting for me when I die. But between the day you're born and when you die, never seem to hear even your cry. So as sure as the sun will shine, I'm gonna get my share. What's mine? And then the harder they come, the harder they fall. Wanna know. The harder they come, the harder they fall. Wanna know. Well, the oppressors are trying to keep me down, making me feel like a clown. And they think that they have got me on the run. I say forgive them, Lord, they know not what they've done.
Just forgive them, man. Forgive them.
Cause as sure as the sun will shine, I'm gonna get my share now. What's mine? And then the harder they come, the harder they fall. Wanna know. Harder they come, the harder they fall. Wanna know.
Got this one for you, Beverly. Put the Armageddon, man. Beverly. What ever saw this movie? If y'all never seen this movie, go check this video. I think it's on YouTube.
Well, they think that they have got
That easy, family. That easy. That
I'd
easy.
rather die than be a slave. Yes, I'd rather be right in my grave. So as sure as the sun will shine, I'm gonna get my share right now. What's mine? And then the harder they come,
This is none of that, family.
harder they fall. One and all.
All never done this thing, family. No time. Just go firm.
Ooh, the harder they come, the harder they fall. One and all.
One and all, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Harder they come, harder they fall. One and all.
See, man. That's what
But
I
I
tell
say
y'all.
one time,
How do they come, family? How do they fall, man?
sometimes I feel harder. One more time.